Hey, this is Gary with the Trusted Handyman channel, coming to you from Columbia, South Carolina. Just want to show you today about how to change out a cartridge or a valve in a 2-faucet kitchen faucet. It's pretty simple. Some of the reasons why you would need to change the cartridge is if whenever you turn the water off, whether it be hot or cold, you still get drips here. May be squeaking, hard to turn like this one. If you notice, the handle won't turn all the way. So something is defective in the cartridge, or there might be some buildup in the cartridge not allowing it to close properly. So anyway, I wanted to show you how to change this cartridge that's under this handle. And really you just need some basic tools that I have here. Just a basic Phillips head, screwdriver, flathead. You may not need it. Pair of pliers. I've got some plumber type pliers here. You know, you don't necessarily need those if you're just a DIYer. So anyway, well, let's jump right in. First thing you need to do, obviously, this faucet is not connected to a water line or any kind of water source. It's just sitting here on my table. First off, you want to cut the water off either to the house, or if you have shut-off valves underneath the sink, you want to shut those off. Really, anytime you're working on a faucet, you want to do that. So let's jump right into it. So first thing you want to do is take something. I usually use my pocket knife. You know, really something that won't scratch the surface of the handle. You need to pop this little cap off. That's where the screw hides to take the handle off. Sit that over to the side. And I'm just going to turn this, you know, different ways so you can actually see it. But if it was connected to a sink, you know, then obviously you'd be working on it a little differently. But anyway, that's a Phillips head screw in there. Just take your Phillips head screwdriver and you just turn that screw right out of there. Sometimes you need to hold on to the handle. And just turn that right out. And by the way, this is a Moen kitchen faucet, just in case you're wondering. So that's the screw that come out, and that just simply holds the handle on. That handle seats down on the actual cartridge stem. You have this piece here, which is a cover. You just turn that a little bit, and it just is threaded on, comes right off. It's got threads down here. So this is your actual cartridge or stem, depending on, you know, what you want to call it. And this is held in by this compression nut, is what I call it, or compact nut. You just take your pliers, take that off. Some of them are pretty tight. This one I took straight out of a house, so it was a little bit tight. So we'll just take that off. That just threads right on. That comes off. So now what we want to do, our goal is to remove this cartridge. Okay? We want to remove it either to replace it or maybe look at it to see if there's any damage to it causing whatever issue we have. So if you look here, I don't know if you can see it on camera or not, there's a notch right here. That's an alignment notch that shows you how to put that back in when you take it out. Okay? So sometimes you can pull straight up on these. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you have to take your flat blade screwdriver. Get up under there. Sometimes you have to take a knife. I usually use my knife and just kind of lift up on it. Basically all you're doing is trying to lift that out of the valve. Just have to work it around. There we go. See? So, now that cartridge, this is the actual cartridge. That's what allows you to turn the water on and off. Whenever you put the handle on here and you turn it, you're probably not going to be able to see it on camera, but that piece in there actually turns just slightly and it allows the water to come out. Okay, so here's the actual cartridge. There may be buildup in the cartridge somewhere, maybe build up in here so that it doesn't allow the handle to turn all the way off. I have seen where there's been mineral deposits in here that won't allow the inner piece to turn and close the water source all the way off. So you have more of a steady drip, not like a drip, 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 but just kind of a constant fast drip. And that could simply be it. You know, just get in here and clean that. These O-rings on here, these can be replaced if you want to do that. They just simply come right off. There again, I take my knife or I take something that's really not, you know, not sharp so that it doesn't damage the ring itself. But you can simply just take that off and put a new one on it. Let's see if I can do this without cutting myself on camera here. So that's all that it looks like. You can get a kit from local hardware store, you know, Lowe's, Home Depot, True Value, Ace, whatever you have, wherever you're at. So you can replace those. You know, if they look damaged, you can go get a washer kit and replace that. But my recommendation would be, you know, just to kind of visually look at it, make sure there's no buildup in here. If there's no buildup in there or in here, I would just replace this cartridge. I mean, they're not that expensive, you know, depending on what kind you need. I mean, they're less than 20 bucks. So it's just a lot easier to you know, to replace that. So, but anyway, I just wanted to show you both of those can be replaced. They're just simple. Whenever you get your new one, you just basically take it. I like to take one side of it, put your thumb in there, and then just kind of work it around, and it just goes right in. So that's all you have to do. So there again, whenever you go get your new cartridge, and you come back and you're ready to put this back in, just remember that you have that alignment notch. I don't know that you can see that on camera very well, but there is a little alignment notch on the cartridge itself, and then actually on the faucet piece also. So what you have to do is whenever you take your new cartridge, you just take it, seat it back in there, just push it back in there, and make sure that little notch is lined up correctly. And that's all you have to do. If I can get mine in there correctly. What's happening here? Let me turn some of them you have to make sure you have them turned on or either off the cartridge. Well, that should seat right down in there. I'm not sure what is actually happening here. Just keeping that from seating down in there. But hey, this is good experience, good live experience that we're sharing here. Oh, there it goes. Just hard to get down in there. I guess since I took that rubber washer out and put it back on, you know, it was sticking out a little bit, making a good seal. But anyway, got it back in there. You just have to push down on it, you know, maybe use a little effort. But the bottom line is make sure that alignment notch is aligned to the notch in the actual faucet in the threaded piece. And that's all you have to do. So once you get that on there, then everything else is pretty much in reverse. You just take your nut here and lock that down good. That compression nut just compresses down on it. And just tighten that down. Then you take the cover, that's threaded. Just take that, simply put it on there. I give it a pretty good little twist because you don't want it coming out, you know, when people are using it. And then go ahead and get your handle lined up correctly. The handle is notched a certain way. If you look at it on here, you can see that it's notched a certain way, and the top of the cartridge is also notched. So you might have to take the handle and just kind of work it around a little bit until it finds its groove. Then it falls in the slot, and then you're ready to go. Okay, I want to show you one thing that happened. This fell out while this piece was sitting on the table. So let's take this back off. This piece sits on top. It's just a rubber bushing that keeps this from really screwing down on this, putting pressure on it and breaking this plastic piece. So you just slide that on, tighten that back up. Again, take your handle, just turn it around until it falls into place. Take your screw, get it started. This one is a Phillips head. Most of them are Phillips. Again, I like to kind of put my hand, on the handle and just hold it. Tighten it down pretty good. And that's really it. Just make sure it's free. It's not making any kind of noises or squeaks or anything like that. Then you take this little cap. All that cap is, the only purpose it serves is to cover the screw so you don't see it, and it's kind of decorative. It does have a small little rubber O-ring on that as well. So you need to make sure that's on there. Water will get in there and leak out. And basically you just push that on there just like that. Sometimes they don't want to go and stay in there correctly. This one's got a lot of build up. There you go. So really that's about it for a 2-handle faucet. You know, it's pretty simple. Like I said, you can find all the parts at your local hardware store. A lot of them are interchangeable. There's 1 or 2 companies on the market that just make universal cartridges that you can buy, so they're you know, not necessarily for one brand or another, but they will tell you on the package, you know, this is a universal cartridge that fits these manufacturers. So, you know, just kind of look on the cartridge and make sure. But the biggest thing in finding the correct cartridge is going to the home center and, you know, just kind of visually looking at it on the package, making sure it's the right height, the right diameter, those kind of things. And just picking it up. Some of the box stores, I've noticed they have you know, booklets and stuff there to kind of help you select the right one. But you can kind of visually look at it and find the correct one. It's not a hard thing at all. But really, it a little piece came out again. Really, it's pretty simple and really something that a DIYer can do. You know, really all we used was a pocket knife or a sharp. Whenever I'm at someone's home, I've got a real small, skinny screwdriver that I usually use to pop these up so that I don't take a chance on scratching anything. But you can use that. basically a flat blade screwdriver and a Phillips blade screwdriver and a pair of pliers is really all you need to change the cartridge on your kitchen faucet. So that's it. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe. These are kind of new to me. I'm just kind of starting to do videos on YouTube. I've been running a handyman business for the last 3 years, and I love it. And I just want to kind of share some of the things that I run into from day to day. And you know, some of the things are easy and some are not. But I just want to kind of educate you on how to do certain things. And if you want to do it, fine. If you don't want to do it, you know, you can hire somebody that's reputable in your area that can come out and do it for you. You know, they can do it probably a lot faster than you can. They already have an investment in their tools and those kind of things. So anyway, this is Gary with another Handyman on the Trusted Handyman channel. Thank you and have a great day.